Hello friends, welcome to ADO.NET tutorial. In the last video, we set up our example with the form load event, which will populate the list of customers. Then we implemented the find method, which will find single row from the data view. First we sorted the column, then we asked the find method to get the ordinal position of a record. Then we retrieved the entire row and fetched the column values. In this video, we will see how to find multiple rows, because the find method which we used in the previous video will return a single row from the data view. Now let's see how to retrieve multiple rows. Recall, the data table needs primary key to find a row from rows collection, right? So that we saw many times in our previous subseries. But in the previous video, we used the find method of the data view, not the data table. Since we used the data view, we sorted the column first, then we asked the find method to retrieve the ordinal position. Then from the ordinal position, we retrieved the DataRowView, and from there we fetched the column values. But we know that find method of the data view is depending on the sorted column. So recall, data table needs primary key, but data view doesn't need any primary key, but it requires you to sort the specific column. After that, apply the find method on that specific column. So it is not guaranteed that find method of the data view returns a single row. So it's up to you to decide whether the specific column is unique or not. So if it is unique, you can go ahead with the find method because it will be fast. If it is not unique and if you suspect it may not guaranteed to return a single row, in that case you can use FindRows method. So if you foresee there may be more than one row, right? If you foresee there may be more than one row, we can use FindRows method. So when you are applying the, you can use find or FindRows. When you are using the find, you may be aware that the method is employed on the key column, or it is employed on the column that is applied with the unique key, or that specific column will contain unique values. So find method is suitable for that. But if you apply find method on a column like, say, for example, country or city, there may be a possibility of getting multiple rows. So in that case, find method doesn't suit well. You have to use FindRows method. So the FindRow method returns DataRowView collection. So it will not return single DataRowView. Instead, it gives you the collection. The collection can be iterated to see the result of FindRows. Since there are multiple data row views, you can iterate through the returned rows and pick the column values. We already picked the column value. The same way we can do, but only stuff is this time we need to iterate through multiple rows. Here, if you see cmd find by city country, so that's the second command button, and we are handling the click event. As we did previously, we are retrieving the default view. We have the data view. We are sorting it based on the txt sort key. Previously, the method is for find by customer ID. So sort, we defaulted to customer ID column. This time we are asking the user to provide the sort key. That's why we take the user's applied value from the text box and we are setting that to the sort property of the data view. Next, here if you see, we are using the FindRows method this time. So because we don't know what sort key user will provide here. If they provide city, it may return multiple row, or if they provide sort key as country, then the find row, finding a value based on country may return multiple value. So that's why here in the view we are making use of a FindRows method, and we supply txt value from the user supplied text box. So there are two text box. Here user will provide the sort key, and here they will provide the actual value. And if you see, the FindRow method is returning the array of DataRowView. Alright, we are calling that as rows. Next, we will form the for each row. Iterate through the result and display. Right, sort key and column should match. Also, not the master grid is sorted. Right, sort key and column should match. That means here we are giving the sort key, right, and you have to provide a specific value for the sorted key. Alright, now if you see for each, this is the rows, right? When we iterate through, we will get the row view. Right, we are iterating through this collection only, so each iteration will give us a single row. This is rows collection, and this is single data row view. Then it will be same like the previous code. We are forming the result, and this time, right, we are displaying the customer ID, company name, country name, right? And if you see, since we have the row view, we are having a row view of customer ID, row view of company name, row view of country. Here we are fetching the values. So the method may return FindRows, right? This may return multiple rows and multiple columns. 5 or 6 columns if we retrieved, all will be retrieved. And from here, let's say it retrieved 3 plus 2, 5. And from here, we are picking a specific column, say customer ID, company name, and country, right? Likewise, we are picking the value and displaying it, right? Multiple values we are displaying in the multi-line text box. So if this iterates for 5 times, we will be adding 5 result set to the multi-line text box. Now let's go to the demo. So this time we are going to handle second find method. This time we specify the sort key, then key val. So let's double click here. So here if you see, we retrieve the data view, we specify the sort key, and this time sort key we are taking it from the text box. This is the txt sort key, right? From there we are taking the value and setting it to the sort property. After that, this time we are using the FindRows. Previously we used the find method and that returned, right, ordinal index, right? So find method will give us the index. From that index we retrieve the DataRowView. But if you see FindRows method, it returns DataRowView collection, right? So here we have the DataRowView collection. For now we will put a breakpoint here and run it. Here I'm giving sort key as, let's give country as the sort key, right? That's the country, right? And value, let's give UK, United Kingdom. And when I click find, so if you see, the sort key we specified as country and the value is UK. And when I get past this line, you can see there are multiple rows returned, right? Each one will hold a specific column, specific row. There are 5 rows returned, and from these 5 rows we can pick the specific column value and display the data, right? Now let's continue with the second part. Now we have the list of rows, right? So the code will be similar like this. So since we have DataRowView collection, we are forming a for each loop, right? We are forming the for each loop, and inside each iteration we will be getting a single DataRowView like we did previously, right? This is DataRowView. The same way we are forming the string, right? Here we are forming the string, right? And we pick from row view, we pick customer ID, company name and country, and we are appending it to the multi-line text box. And if we find 6 rows, the for each will run for 6 times, and we are appending 6 record to this multi-line text box. We will save the content and rebuild the solution, and we will run it. So sort key here, I am giving it as city, right? And key value, I am specifying it as London, right? When I click find, first it will sort the content by city, right? And then it will apply the find method. From find method we will iterate through the content and we will display it here in the multi-line text box. Let's go ahead, and if you see, we found multiple records, right? So yeah, here are the records. So since it is already sorted, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 record, right? All these 6 records are displayed here. So if you look at the last one, SEVS, that is picked, and we are picking company name, and that is shown here, right? Then we are picking the country is UK. So if you want to pick other data, you can do that also. Contact name, contact title, all those stuff also you can pick, right? From here we are picking only 3. If you need contact name and title, you can pick that also and form the result string accordingly. Okay, the key here is this time we used the FindRows, right? We already sorted that, and we use a different method FindRows that gives the DataRowView collection, and we are iterating through the collection and showing the result. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.